How does long, slow Zone 2 training help you sprint faster? You can lift, you can sprint, but if you skip this one form of cardio, you'll still lose the system that powers your strength. Let me tell you an example through a client. Meet Karen. She's 63 years old. She lifts twice a week. She even does short sprints at the track, which for somebody her age is incredible. But lately something's been off. Not her muscles, she's still strong. It's her recovery, her breathing, her bounce. She couldn't catch her breath. Her legs burnt out faster. She started to wonder, is this just age catching up with me? But her coach saw the truth. It wasn't age, it was neglect. Karen hadn't trained her circulatory engine in years. No Zone 2 cardio. That cardio where you could carry on a conversation, slower than most people in a gym doing cardio. She wasn't doing any steady state conditioning. Why? Because she thought it wasn't intense enough. She didn't think she was burning through enough calories. But what she didn't know was that her nervous system wasn't getting the oxygen that it needed. Her mitochondria were actually shrinking, and her motor units, those nerve to muscle connections, were starting to die. Not from disuse, but from a lack of support. So she made one change. Twice a week, she got on a bike for 45 minutes at an easy pace. She could still hold a conversation with the person next to her. That's Zone 2 training. And everything started to change. Her energy came back. Her legs stopped burning out. Her lifts felt stronger. And she recovered faster. Because now she was finally training the system that holds her power together. Here's how it works. Here's what you need to understand about Zone 2. Zone 2 cardio improves circulation. It feeds blood to your muscles and nerves. And your motor units, they rely on that blood flow to keep firing. Better blood flow equals stronger nerve signals. More capillaries equals more nutrients. And that equals more strength and more control. Zone 2 also fuels your mitochondria, those tiny energy engines in your cells. Even fast twitch fibers need oxygen to perform. Without healthy mitochondria, they fatigue faster. Zone 2 builds them. So when you lift or sprint, your body can keep up. Why? Because of the base that you built in Zone 2. Without it, you gas out, you slow down, you lose power. Zone 2 protects your recovery. It trains your body to burn cleaner fuel. Without it, you rely on energy systems that burn out fast, leaving you drained and foggy. But let's be clear, Zone 2 alone isn't enough. It keeps the engine running, but it doesn't activate the muscle fibers you're trying to keep. That's why you still need all three. Strength training to stimulate your motor units, sprints or HIIT to fire your fast twitch fibers, and Zone 2 to keep the whole system alive behind the scenes. Think of it like this. Zone 2 is the foundation, strength is the structure, and sprint work is the power. Miss one and the whole system crumbles. So if you want to stay strong, if you want to stay fast, if you want to keep your edge as you age, don't skip the piece that holds it all together. Add Zone 2 sessions each week. Somewhere in the 45 to 55 minute session. A walk on an incline, a long bike ride, a steady state hike. Keep it low and slow. Stay just below the point where conversation starts to become difficult. That's the sweet spot. That's where mitochondria really start to grow in density. That's where blood vessels multiply. That's where your nervous system stays sharp. You can build strength. You can add power. But if you don't support the engine that runs it all, you'll always feel like you're one step behind. So don't just train hard, train smart. Because your strength doesn't vanish overnight, it disappears the moment your body decides it's no longer worth keeping. Zone 2 is how you tell it, we're not done yet. Your body doesn't just lose power, it forgets how to make it. Zone 2 is the reminder it needs to keep going. Once you start to understand that, send that signal, it changes everything. This isn't about hacks, it's about rewiring how you think. If that's what you're here for, subscribe, hit the bell, and let me know what resonated.